Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. This is Diontae Johnson. He's running a curl route here, makes the catch, gets the first down. Looks like a pretty pedestrian play, right? Well, I actually think it's an example of a player who shows advanced skills that are the difference between a player who's a good college receiver and a guy who's a potential pro receiver. And I'm going to show you why that is. Let's just look at some techniques that are kind of nice here to begin with. One is the three-step release. Nice little stick there to the outside, arm over. And what I really like is how he gets his pads over his knees, eyes up, and he's really accelerating downfield to sell that vertical route, whatever one he wants that cornerback to believe it could be. And then he's going to come in here with a nice long step to try and make this break, get his hips down and bend. But see that inside foot? It's going to slide. See how it slid like that? Now, there are a lot of receivers in a situation like this that when the route doesn't go as planned and they get a little slide like that, they panic just for that split second. That split second of panic can result in a bad situation getting worse. That's what happens in performances when people aren't really good on stage. But here he is on stage. Not only does he slip, but he uses a technique, this balance touch, his hand on the ground, which is often reserved for ball carrying. You see him use this balance touch in a route situation on his break. And because he can do that, now he's mitigated the problem. And he's now able to get his hands back up while still looking for the ball because he didn't lose track. That balance touch allowed him to keep his eyes up to look at the quarterback and then get his hands up. And you can see that the ball goes through his hands and bounces off his chest. But because he got his hands up, it slowed the trajectory of the ball coming towards his chest. It doesn't ricochet as fast. And because it's not as violent of a ricochet, he's able to control it. This is improvising, adapting, and overcoming by using an existing technique that's not normally something you'd see translated to a route situation, but he does it effectively so that he can recreate a situation where a technique builds on a technique and allows him to make a good play, as opposed to him slipping, his eyes being down on the ground. When he finally does get back up, he doesn't see the ball and it hits him in the chest. And that's something that you wouldn't want to see. And that's an example of an average player making a bad situation worse, as opposed to a good player making a difficult situation better because of understanding technique and how to translate or transfer one thing that's not normal into a situation where you need it. I mean, this isn't coached. You're not coached to run a route and go, if you slip, balance touch. Maybe you are in certain situations as a runner, but you're not always thinking about it as a receiver. So this is really nice. It just shows you that, you know, when you focus on technique and you can be technically sound, it helps you as an athlete. It helps you be a split second quicker, because if his head was down here, there's no way he catches this ball. It probably bounces off his chest. But because he has a technique that he can rely on here, he's in a situation where that he makes the catch easier. That's Diontae Johnson on this play. It's a really nice play, and it's indicative of what you want to look for with all players when it comes to that conceptual intelligence in the performance situation. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, the RSP Film Room, and my blog, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com. Thanks again.